So welcome everyone. This is Martina from WritingScientist.com, and today I am super excited to have here Claire and Thilde. Two junior researchers, PhD students who have started, we can say this, who have started a kind of a bootcamp writing group. Now that was at the beginning supposed to meet for a couple of weeks, and that's now going on for over a year, no, 1.5 years it is. Yeah. So let's talk today with these ladies about what they are doing, what is it good for, and how you could also create such a group if you want, or join their group if you want. Yeah, so there are options. Okay, let's get started. So what is this bootcamp about?
Shall I go? Okay.
Yeah, please go. Yeah, you can have both of you. We have time.
The idea, we call it bootcamp because the original idea was to just write every day, every morning for 1 week and be an intensive online space for writing. So we join it in the morning and we just write together, silent writing, like the Martina's monthly meetings, but like every day for a week. And we started every day for a week and we said, this was a good week. Let's do another week. Let's do another week. And now it's been over a year and we're still going every day, almost every day, we're still there.
Amazing. Thilde, anything to add here? I think this is it,
I was the young, and when I say youngest, I'm actually chronologically the oldest person in the boot camp, but I was the youngest in terms of academic station. I was a level 2 PhD, second year PhD, and a lot of the people on the boot camp were a lot further along. And just in the first week, I realized that people who were not in my subject had a lot of really good information for me about how to write, what to write. They were writing their theses. They were going through talking about their PhD experience. So it became both academic writing and how to survive a PhD. So I just kept going. Now, the truth is, in June, it'll be 2 years we've been together. So we've been together for a long time.
Amazing. So it is. So to summarize, now this is basically I am leading monthly such meetings, and you took the structure and went like, okay, once per month is not enough. Let's have it every day. And you are, besides writing, now having focus time for writing, you are also, if I remember correctly, you're using the break for talking. No, that you are.
Yeah.
Exchanging. This is really amazing. This is in my sessions. We have a break for a break. I need it. I am always opening a breakout room for chatting, but people usually don't, because if I don't, I guess. But you have it even more interactive. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have 3 things. We start out with, what are we going to do today? So most people, we either we'll talk for a couple of minutes, or we'll just get on the chat and say, today I'm doing a slide presentation to teach organizational behavior. Mm-hmm. And that lets all of us know how to support that person, or just at least they have an accountability to somebody. This is what they're doing. Then at 10:30, we mostly stop for either 15 minutes or 30 minutes. We grab a beverage right here and we talk about, where are you from? What are you working on? How did you get here? How did you find Martina? What can we do to help you? And then at the end of the day, 12:30 usually, now it's later because the thing is open almost all day long now. It's about, what did you get done today? Do you feel productive? And then we go on our way.
Yeah, this is exactly the structure I'm using now. Setting a goal so you have a clarity where you want to go, so you don't get, stuck in emails or something. You do, and then you look back. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so this is going. People are joining. How are the participants numbers daily? First, how big is the group, people who are kind of on the list? If do I have an idea?
On average, I would say it's quite a small group. So on the first week, like back in the day, there was a lot of people because we all post Martina, we had a lot of people, and then as time goes on, like we have like probably a core people for a core group of about 4 or 5 people, and generally most days, I mean, I'm not on like every day. Thilde is kind of taking the lead of being on every day, but yeah, I would say probably at like, yeah, four, 5. Sometimes it's just one. Sometimes I'm just log on, it's just me, but I'm like, I'm still here, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
check myself. And then, yeah, so I mean, yeah, that gets
Well,
more.
it also has to do when people defend. So when we
Mm,
first started, we actually technically had over 12 people. If you took a look at everybody in those first month or so, we had
mm,
12 people. Some people defended. So the minute they had their defense, they were off getting their postdoc, they were off getting their
Of
job. In
course.
fact, one girl got off and got married. She got off on Friday, got married on
yeah.
Saturday morning in Holland or in Belgium, and then ran to Copenhagen to be with her husband who had a postdoc. I mean, it was interesting. So in the year and a half, almost 2 years, we have created 8 PhDs. Claire will be the next one. She's almost done. And we now have a lot of younger researchers. So we have people in year 2, 3, and 4. So they're around my year in the MPhil, Master of Philosophy, going on to the PhD. And we see today we had 5 people.
Nice. That's a good group, no? I think you need 2 people is good already, no? One, as you said, Claire, the moment this is the usual framework, this is how, you are used to when I am on this call, I work productively. So this call itself becomes the accountability, no?
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Now let's talk about why do the people come here? Why are you going there? What is it good for? We have heard a little bit, a couple of things. Let's summarize them. So what is this good for?
I would say like multiple different things for me or for the people that I've seen who have now become doctors, which is really cool. It was just to intensively work that they need to focus on the last night, especially when it was just before their vivas. It was really like, I need to do this. And it's also to have feedback. So we did a lot of practice vivas. So we've seen like lots of vivas, and it's really cool. Like we've seen them, the presentations. So that like have a space where maybe your colleagues are too busy or you don't have many colleagues, you're like isolated depending, where you are in the world. And yeah, kind of a group that is ready to listen to you, to answer your problems, as well as just a place to work.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thilde, anything to add?
Yeah, I want to say something about young researchers. I don't even remember, Martina, how I first found you. I can't remember now. All I know is somewhere, somehow, it must have been either on LinkedIn or in an email I found out about WritingScientist. And I got on and I read your website from beginning to end. And I thought, I need to get in on this because my supervisors were beating me up that coming from industry, I wasn't sufficiently grounded in academic research writing. And they were getting seriously worried. So when I came to you and I did 1 or 2 of the monthlies and then the boot camp came up with Claire, I said, okay, I'm going to learn from these people. And I'll give you an example. A year ago, Claire was on the phone with me when I was about to send a paper to a conference. And my supervisor got COVID and never called me to approve it. So I didn't go. That same paper was spoken about on these calls. I was given feedback by the other members. And that paper was accepted at 2 conferences already this year. And that's the benefit of being in the Writing Scientist Bootcamp. You learn your craft.
So it's so amazing that you made, I was even not aware before we are now talking here, no, because this is your stuff. I am sending people your way. It's also convenient for me, when I am in a workshop and like, by the way, you want the writing group here. I know one. it's not mine, but here you go. Yeah. So I'm sending people your way. I was not aware that you do this level of support. This is amazing. This is in all of you have seen it on the website, in my blog and in all of my courses, one big thing is also peer feedback, no? How we can help each other, because as you are saying, Thilde, now the supervisor is not always there when you need them, or their feedback is just not so helpful. Then people who actually are at your level, they understand when this is written this way, it doesn't work because they can explain something. Supervisor is like, rework, rewrite, and then they don't care to give you more. So peer feedback is amazing, and it's so cool to see that you are incorporating it. Do you have a structure for it, that you say, no, first we write and then we feedback, or are you doing it flexibly based on the demand?
It's less, it's not as structured as because before we started the bootcamp, I followed the swing writing group. And so then we had like structured feedback and everything. It's less structured. So sometimes, I don't know, like maybe we've looked through each other's CVs because we're like applying for something. It's kind of more just, after so many mornings together, you just become, colleagues and friends rather than just.
I don't mean actually the structure of the feedback, but where in the meeting do you do feedback? Whenever? Or is it during
normally at the break.
Okay, so that's the break time.
We always give, unless, I'll give you an example. Along the way, one of the ladies was getting ready for a defense. And the only time she had to talk with us and do her 20-minute presentation was at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Now, at 9 a.m. in the morning, you had 9 or 10 people on listening to mitochondria. I don't know. I remember what I remember from high school and college, but she literally for 20 minutes did a presentation at the medical level of mitochondria. And you know what? At the end, we gave her some really great feedback because if we could understand it, and we're not biologists, we knew she did a good job. So people make the request, hey, guys, I have a presentation. Can you listen to me? I need to do it on Thursday. Amazing. And everybody votes.
Yeah. Amazing. This is so amazing. I think after this interview, we will get a lot of requests. This is so important to have community, right? So we are often, even you have your research group and your colleagues, but even though still people feel so lonely, no, with their issues, like you can't bother your colleagues who are working hard or something, no? And here there are other people who are willing, and this is reciprocal, no? So it's not just that you are just taking, you are also giving. And you learn from that. Are you noticing how you learn from giving feedback, for seeing the different things? Would someone like to comment on that? This is my favorite thing also.
I would say one of the good things is about, like looking at different or listening to different disciplines, people in different disciplines. So my colleagues are always in mine. So I'm in linguistics and language. Thilde's in something else. And the different groups are in different things. And so even all our feedback will be different, because we're based on different things. We have different knowledges, we have different experience, life experience, academic experience. And so that's really cool because you'll think of something different in the feedback. So that's,
and then you hear also all the other perspectives, no? This can be mind-blowing. Really nice. I'm really happy to hear this is going this well. Okay, so let's get one step back and maybe ask Claire, but Thilde joined quite early, right? So how did it start? What was your motivation, Claire?
It was with, so I started my, like, as we were talking about, just as Martina mentioned, you can feel really isolated because I started my PhD, which is still going, but I started it in middle of COVID, with COVID. My PhD is like linked to COVID. So everyone's at home alone. You don't have the interaction with colleagues. Now it's much better, but now it's kind of a little too late. I needed the support at the start. So I was looking at online stuff. And so I joined your monthly writing group for a year, when with another student, Inetta, we decided that once the year had gone of our monthly meetings, we would like meet up for the next week and just do one whole week of the mornings, like I said, and see how it would go, because it was like coming to the summer. We're motivated to keep writing and try and see each other more than just once a month. And so we did, and then like Martina invited everyone or as many people as we could, and so we did 1 week, and then we're like, oh, this was a good week, let's continue. And then we've just continued. That's the main, like the motivation before was to find an online space where you could have where you could write, and like more often than just the monthly ones, basically.
So it was 1 week and then let's have another one and another one. Yeah, this way.
Essentially, yeah. It was very simple, really.
By the end of the first month, we all looked at each other and said, because at the end of the month was the beginning of July or the first week of July, and people started some people had to hand in their paperwork before the end of July, before the summer vacation. So we all looked at each other and said, well, this is, there's no demand that you have to be here. You're here on your own volition. What do we want to do? So we all decided, okay, let's do it. So we kept it up and we went all the way through the summer. In fact, we were still on in August because I didn't go away. I was in the middle of a paper. we had about 3 or 4 people on every day in August. So it just keeps going. And then there was a period of time where I was by myself. We had all these people have PhDs, and Claire got an opportunity to go study abroad on a very special project. And they all looked at me and said, okay, girl, you're in charge. I went, oh, okay. And I said, you know what? It's just an email. It's not a big deal. And I was on here many days by myself until you had a group, Martina, and you would send us people and we build it up again. There you go.
Yeah, and I think I'm really thinking after this interview, you will have a big group. We can see how to manage. Very cool. So at the beginning, it was Monday to Friday, right? Mornings. When did it start that you start to go afternoon or Saturday?
When people started needing it. Yeah, people started needing it. Claire went on her project trip. She was gone for about 90 days. And in the middle of it, somebody said, I wish this was open on Saturday. I said, you need Saturday? I'm right here. I'll push the button. Because as the manager of it, I need to be on for everybody else to come on. So I just started pushing the button. And I'd say to them, I'm going to the store. I'm walking the dog. I'll be right back. But I left it on all day. And now people are saying they're working on a special project for their doctoral contract. They can't do their writing until later in the day. So I just leave it on. There's people on right now.
Okay. So it's organized such that you have to open the link, but there might be now for future. You could also think about some kind of a platform where anyone with the link or like any kind of like a group of people could open it, no?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Right now, we have one particular platform. It did allow us to do that for a while, but that particular method, like whoever comes on first is like the manager.
Yeah.
It's now pro.
Okay.
So we went to professional. So we're looking at several other platforms. As soon as we can find one that's free, that allows everybody to come on and work whenever, we're happy to do that.
But so before we started the recording, we briefly talked about where this could go and maybe some monetizing or something. And actually, if anything, A, the money should go to you like this, yeah, to whoever is in charge. B, there could be some money, like like a little money, little donations from participants who benefit that could go towards those to afford this pro version of the platform if it's a good one. I suggest we can discuss. This is not for everyone here, but maybe it is, yeah? So we want to get to Apple. Actually, the next step would be also to talk about what is the advice for people who want to start it on their own. Let's go there. So what would be your advice for people who want to have such a, let's say someone, I'm hearing from people located on the American continent or in East Asia, where these times simply just don't work for them. And I'm always telling them, well, start your own group. But so far, I never heard back that this is running. So what is your advice, how to go about this?
I would say do like we did, just 1 week, because there's no pressure. Don't say, oh, I need to start for 2 years. That's too much. Just say, I'm going to do 1 week, or maybe just 3 days of the week, depending what you're available. We said we have 1 week, it's coming to the summer, and we'll just log in to the platform. The original idea was so it's like freely accessible and it's free for everyone to come and everyone can join in. And then we have had some problems with the platform. That's why we're looking at other options, but for now it's working okay. Last year it wasn't working so well, but for now it is. And so I'd say maybe just try a week, every morning for a week, and then if that works well, try another week, and don't get too worried about how it's going to work, and maybe just have you and your friend. Sometimes it's just me and Thilde. That's also fine. It doesn't need to be like something that we've created, which might get crazy. It can be like a very small scale local thing. It can be your colleague from the office who's actually I was in Mexico in Central America, and so it's someone who's far away, but they contact they log in from far away and they log in, or someone who is working from home, or different things like that. They don't have to be.
I think there's a couple of other things we can do. First off is to tape a couple of our sessions. Just put on the recorder and tape the sessions so that someone in another locale can look at it and get a sense of what a regular day is in boot camp. That's good. The other thing is, for me, I'm super willing to write a, standard operating procedure with some notes about how we set it up and what we do. And I absolutely 100% agree with Claire. Start small, because when you start small and you have a good win, you feel good at the end of that first week, the end of the second week. That sort of, engages everybody, but it also puts the roots in the ground. This is a success. This is working. I think you make big promises, and if everybody's not engaged and not getting anything out of it, then it kind of, poofs, it goes into the air. The other thing I've thought about is making myself available. I mean, I'm speaking to California at 11, 12, and 1 o'clock in the morning. So if somebody in the US wants to start something, I'm happy to talk to them. Claire's happy to talk to them.
This is amazing, ladies. I am also happy to talk. So this is really good. Let's spread the word. Yeah. So whoever is watching this and you want to start your own thing and you don't know how, just get in touch. Yeah. We will see, there will be a blog article with this video and we will discuss what kind of contact data we will put there. But definitely this is always a good idea. Now, whoever can, also you can join just my group once or the Bootcamp group of Claire and Thilde once to see, because it's good to know, because what you did also, no, Claire, what you did, you took the structure you knew from my sessions and you followed it. Now you are adjusting stuff like, in the break, we don't need to be silent, we can chat, but it's good to have a starting point, no?
Yeah, I would say if you're thinking of creating something, you don't need to create anything from scratch. I just copied Martina's structure, was like, we're just going to do this, the same thing, the same time. And we're just, so everyone knows, we're on Central European time. We're based in France. So that's our 9 o'clock till 12:30 is the French morning. But just copy Martina.
I'm very happy. I have
really good.
I have actually the schedule, everything, how it's going. I have it also on my blog article very much. No, this is how you do. You copy on existing model, and what you are both saying, this is really amazing. Start small. Yeah, don't overwhelm yourself. There. No pressure, no?
One other idea I had while we were talking is that I also joined another online group because I was trying to join as many groups as possible to get myself motivated. And I joined one that, rather than doing every day, because every morning, because sometimes, you're working, you have other things, so you can't do every morning. But one of the group was every Friday morning, so just 1 day a week. You pick a day, you pick a morning or afternoon, or you pick a time. And I joined that one, and that was quite good as well, because that day you're just joining this. So it doesn't have to be, you could go even smaller or different to just every day, every morning, but it could be like every Friday or every Wednesday, or, pick a time with someone else. So there's 1, 2, 3 people, and then go from there. But
very much.
Anything is possible.
Very cool. Very cool. So
so I was going to say it's a cultural conversation based on what the people. Claire did something interesting with Inessa. They went around the group and said, why are you here? What do you need? What do you want? If you remember that first day, Claire, we did that. And the people were all over the road. That conversation took almost the first hour of our being together. So anywhere around the world where people want to get together and really use this kind of paradigm to move them forward in their PhD, they can use that kind of conversation and make up their own rules. Because the one important thing Claire said every single day, there's no judgment here. If you come on and you stay for 5 minutes, that's great. If you come on and stay for the whole thing, great. We're here when we're here. We're here for you. That's the big thing.
That's nice. That's
Claire,
really
do you agree,
cool.
or do you have something to add to that?
That's what I needed, so that's what I gave. So that's so sometimes I logged on and I haven't done anything. I've just been like looking at news and drinking coffee. But I mean, it's fine. It's okay. I was there, and and now I am writing. Now I am working. I mean, it was just like a kind of safe space where you can talk about different like academic problems or other things. Like it's you can work, or you can it's to be there for other similar people who are in a similar situation.
Amazing. And also what you said, Claire, that you did what you needed. This is the best recipe for success. Whatever you do it such that it works for you. And then you will attract people who feel the same way, who need the same thing, because there is no, I feel that why would you create something we think this is how it should be, and then it's not nice for you, and then you will have all the wrong people there? No, you create what works for you, and then the right people will join. Yeah, that's how it works.
Correct.
Very nice.
The vibe. The vibe is
The
everything.
vibe, yeah. Any challenges for you as coordinators? I mean, Thilde mentioned, no, the platform creates the challenge of needing to be there, but this can be solved, and I suggest to look into that because that gives you you are less of a kind of a slave of the group, and you can decide and be like, okay, if other people are there, I don't need to be there every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say so as like the original person who was there, because I felt responsible to open it up and to be there, to be present. And then like other things happened and I wasn't there every day. But I think if you have a good enough group, sometimes I wasn't there, but someone else was there and everyone knew what they were doing. And so it was okay.
Yeah.
It's not like it was a lot less pressure. And so now like I join or I don't join, but it's fine. Sometimes it was two new people who were there, but they were still there. So to start with, I would say that was more of a we don't need to feel pressure to log on sometimes you have something else or you can't you're in a different continent and you can't be there. The other thing was the platform because there were problems at the end of last year with it being online, and so we were like sending WhatsApp being like it's not working, we're trying to work and it's not working. So that was a bit annoying, let's say, but so far, touch wood, this year it's worked okay. But that's like one technical problems, I would say.
Yeah, that technical problem was also that the platform would only let us have a password for 1 month, for 30 days. So every month we had to keep sending out a new one. So the person who was doing the administration at that point with Claire made up these really cool, like every month we'd look for some holiday, like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, let's write, all of these. Right now, the platform is letting us use the same password, connector to get in, and that's been great. For me, the minute everybody defended and Claire had to leave, I sat here one day and said, Thilde, you're the only one left right now. Until we get new people, you got to get out to I told every colleague, I just kept saying to people, come see Martina, come this, come that. And I just got up every morning at 9 o'clock and turned the thing on until people came. And it was a few days I thought to myself, if nobody comes back, I'm going to be really upset because I need these people.
Yeah.
I need this. Now that has to do with me and where I am in my process. And then like you started having Germany, you were doing a couple of things, other people were writing, and now we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 new people. It's great.
Yeah.
So you just have to be patient. And like Claire said, at one point we had 3 or 4 people who were always ready to help. If Claire needed to go somewhere, somebody turned the thing on.
So basically a team up with someone, no? When you are starting this, sure, for a week, one person can do, and then really approach people who are regular to be like, can we be like a co-organizing group? No?
Right.
I am a big fan of this, not doing it alone. I was actually once during my PhD discussing with colleagues, also like ladies, who were like, whether I would want to stay in research. I was like, to be honest, I don't like the leadership style in academia. I don't want to be a boss and have a group. If it's anything with you ladies, and they were 2 others. Like, imagine you are not a professor, but you have 3 people who are the professor, then I would be in again. Yeah. So in academia, we can't do that because the structures are preset, but wherever else, we totally can do it. And I'm a big fan of this. Small group, when the group is more than 3 people, usually the coordination issues start. 3 people is perfect. 2 people still works, and you are not alone for that.
Right. Right. So I think this morning we had 5 or 6 people on at one point. Some people left, some people stayed. Like I said, one person is on right now because she has a deadline at the end of March and she's going to make it. She'll write me in the morning. I wrote 3 paragraphs yesterday, and that's like a big accomplishment. So I show up sometimes just to make sure she's okay. I might not have anything to do that day, but I'm on. Just in case she says, oh, can you listen to this for a minute? Sure, I'll listen. Not a problem.
That's amazing.
So I think you're right.
Yeah, this is really amazing that you take care of each other. No, this is pretty much the antidote to the toxicity of academia as it is set up. No, this is we can do it ourselves. No, like it's so easy to complain. The rules and the system, but then let's make our own system. And with internet, no, we are so free. We have so many options. Very nice.
It's about mental health. That's one thing Claire and I will stand on right away. that we felt at the end of 6 or 7 months, we took a break one day and we were talking about what we had gained so far. And a lot of us said, we don't feel alone. We feel listened to and understood. And especially at one point, I had some real problems with a supervisor, and this group got me over it. And now I've got 2 of the best supervisors in the entire program. And Claire will tell you, I am flying. I am getting more work done. It's really a miracle. And it really came out of this group. There you go.
Amazing, amazing. So you start with, maybe we did not say it explicitly, but basically this sitting together, for those who never tried it, it's motivating, right? You are not alone. It's like accountability, you see the camera light, even if you don't look into how other people are working. Some have cameras on, others have cameras off, but you are not alone. You have an appointment involving other people. So you give more importance to the act of writing, no? Because we are like, today I have this, and this, and I need to write my thesis. And then you do this, and that, and writing in the afternoon, you're like, I'm too tired. But when you have an appointment on your calendar, there are other people involved. You are here, you set your goal at the beginning, it's all like, okay, well, now I write. And people manage to write more. They are more motivated, more inspired also, yeah? So this is a huge one. And when you add those discussions and this other support, it's like the perfect package. Wow, I am so proud of you ladies, what you are doing there. I promise to keep supplying you people through my channels.
We actually love the fact that right now you're sending me the initial email, because that is one of the things that people do need to get as you're growing and you're writing your thesis and doing everything. Sometimes when I get an email from you, it's a day or 2 before I can write that person. So when you took on these last couple of people and said, Thilde, give me the email so I can send it. Perfect.
Yeah. I could have thought about it earlier, no? So for everyone
it's all good. Listen, the thing, Claire will bear me out. We go with I hate that term, go with the flow, but it's more like we move the boot camp the way people need it to be moved to make it work for all of us.
That's the organic way. That's how it should be.
That's right.
That's how I do my all of my work. I see how the people are doing and what they need. I have my plan, but let's see how the people are. No, this is the best way. So it's really you are learning some leadership skills there, ladies. Also, so yeah. So okay. Anything else to share that you would like to the others know? And if any other message that we did not manage to mention and you would like to?
Yeah, I want to say one thing. I wouldn't be where I was. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for Claire and Inessa and Marlos and Marcella and many, many other people. It was the men and women who have been on this channel for almost 2 years that have listened to me, supported me, looked at my presentations, patted me on the back when I was crying my eyes out. And I've never seen anything like it. I'm grateful to be a part of it. And I really encourage anybody who's a PhD, come and try it out. Do what Claire said. Go for a week and see what happens.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Definitely. And the same. And also like that now we've got doctors in our group. Well, they've now flown their wings and they've gone, but it's so nice to see people so we're working, we're still plugging away, but you see someone practice and then they send a message, or I watch them online as well sometimes. And yeah, that's really nice. We're so proud of all our former members.
Our graduates. And we have a WhatsApp group where people will say hello. Like, one of the doctors, their laboratory was closed for a week for a holiday. They came on. They came back and they were talking about their work and talking about their job. And it gave a lot of people inspiration to keep going.
Amazing.
So we've made friendships out of this.
Yeah.
Claire and I will always know where each other is in the world. That's just a given.
Yeah. For life and for also like, career networks or whatever, however you want to see this is support. We need those support structures. And I'm so happy that you are doing that. I am really happy to see this. Okay, so let's conclude this. Whoever is intrigued, there will be some information if you watch this on YouTube. There is some comment section on the blog anyway. We will have information you can let me know. And I have now the the first email to send out. Thilde will be included in CC, so she knows about you and you can join. If you want to start your own group and you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, we are happy to help. This is for me, when I started with my work as a scientific writing trainer, the idea was like, how can I help researchers and research the most? And of course, I need to do workshops for money. I need to make money to survive and to live well, no? But also, can something go beyond this, because I can do only so many workshops per year. And then this is happening and it's getting life on its own. I am very, very happy. Thank you, ladies. So good luck with your personal stuff, your academic stuff, and also with the Bootcamp Group.
Thank you very much to you for the idea.
Our honor.